Star Wars Outlaws patch 1.000.002 is stranding some PS5 players in space, forcing them to start new saves. Quality! A hefty Star Wars Outlaws update coming in at 8.5 gigabytes was released on PS5 last night, bringing with it a 40 frames per second mode and bug fixes. But it's causing problems for some PS5 players who have already made progress in the Ubisoft Sandbox Star Wars game. In the wake of releasing Star Wars Outlaws patch 1.000.002, Ubisoft sent the following message to some players, warning them that they may encounter issues with their current save if they were playing on an older version. To best experience the Outer Rim, we rolled out maintenance to make sure everyone is playing the latest version of the game. As one of the players affected who had access to an older version of the game, we are aware you might be encountering some issue after this recent patch. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Once you've confirmed you have the latest version, please start a new save to fully enjoy Star Wars Outlaws as that team intended. If you continue on a prior save, you will unfortunately face issues and progression blockers. The progression blockers that Ubisoft alludes to see some players stranded in space after completing certain games. Players on social media have reported encountering the progress block and having to start new games as a result. I just got the email this morning. Wish I knew that before I played 5 hours last night, said Reddit user. Said, honestly, this game is testing my patience. Adding insult to injury is that Star Wars Outlaws is still in its early access period, meaning that PS5 players who have access paid more than $100 for the Gold Edition release. In effect, players are paying extra to get early access to a ride when it's still a construction zone. And they wonder why we don't want to pay more higher prices for these games. The good news is that patch 1.000.002 sounds like a big upgrade for Star Wars Outlaws, enhancing the visual fidelity on PS5 while addressing some of the issues we alluded to in our review. The 40 frames per second support is an especially big deal as it enhances Star Wars Outlaws visual fidelity without sacrificing too much of the fluidity from a higher frame rate. Star Wars Outlaws will be sold on Xbox Series, PS5, and PC on August 30th, which was 9 days ago. In the meantime, if you're planning on picking up Star Wars Outlaws, we have plenty of guides to help you explore Ubisoft's version of a galaxy far, far away, including our walkthrough, side quest, and more. So let's go to comments. And Force Dream goes, thanks for beta testing for us later buyers. Much appreciated. Charlie B424 goes, only a fool would buy an Ubisoft game at launch. It is full price and full of bugs. The Pie goes, stuck in space is the best place for this game. So, what do you think about people getting stuck in space and having to basically redo hours of the game they played already to get past this glitch?
It's pathetic. And the game came out on my birthday, by the way, like at a body count in 2011. So it's kind of like I was just waiting to buy it for my own birthday celebration, to see how good this game is. Because I like to see that, this character and also the game itself, Outlaws, because kind of reminds me of like Han Solo. Maybe connect the Han Solo blood relative, or some sort of faction going on during the events of Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6. Somehow, like, you never know, right? So it's kind of like that. But it's just a failure in my opinion. In my opinion, it's a failure. I'm sure it's a good game to play no matter what. It's kind of funny how she melees people or whatever, knowing that she's like how tall or how big she is. She's not that big. She's like an average 5'8", 5'9" woman trying to, what's it called? Trying to punch a fucking stormtrooper in the head with his helmet. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But it's all right in my opinion to have that going. But all right, whatever. But and also the graphics too were all gritty and not so well put effort in to make sure it looks fluid. Because obviously when you play games like that of like what Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, or if you play games that cancel game of that Amy Joe talked about, it was called something called like not Concord, it was like Spellbound or something of that sort, like a dragon type of Monster Hunter type of kind of game in a sense. It looked very good before it was canceled. So but Outlaw it looked horrible. And they had day one patch I hear and stuff, and now obviously this is what we talk about now the day one patch, and it's like it's too late. It's not a total failure like at a Concord, but at least it's like they have plenty of time, at least what 3 or 4 years to make this game very well, in my opinion, what I hear. And it's like yes, it's a AAA game. It's Ubisoft. They did a good job with Assassin's Creed, the first few Assassin's Creed games and all. You figure they're gonna do something great for at launch of this Outlaw game, especially coming out on the tail of the summer. It sucks. That's how I look at it. And maybe one day I might play Outlaw Star first myself when it's on sale for Black Friday, like in like 2 years from now, for like $10, $15. That's about it. But I'm not spending no $70, $80 for the pre-base game, and that's what they got for us with this improperly fucking up the saves, knowing that Outlaw Star's going to spend at least good 30 hours at least to beat this game. So
I just like that comparison when it's like going to ride one of the biggest new rides at a theme park, and you walk into a construction zone. Um, that's what Star Wars Outlaw feels like. Uh, it's like, hey, let's go ride this roller coaster. And so you go to where the roller coaster is supposed to be, and you see just a bunch of construction workers still constructing the pillars and everything. It's like you're not riding it anytime soon. But yeah. So I mean, this is just more of the story. Another thing I'd like to say is if game companies want gamers to spend more money on video games, how about making sure they're complete when they release?
oh yeah,
Instead of needing day one patches and 8.5 gigabytes patches, which is what this one is
it's
worth,
pretty big right there
is
for a
is
pack.
which is the size of this patch. Um, yeah, no, no wonder people would rather play Super Star Wars on Super Nintendo than Outlaw.
Yeah. Or at least play Battlefront to an Xbox PlayStation 2 at the era.
Oh yes, Battlefront 2, or play the original Battlefront or Battlefront 2 from Xbox, not the Battlefront collection.
Yeah,
How they messed up those games, I'll never understand.
definitely. Or at least play the Battlefront 2 from like 2018, 2017. That was all right to play,
Yeah,
even though
no,
they fucked up on the loot box system and all.
well, that didn't even affect me. I mean, I was playing Battlefront 2 on Game Pass, I think. Um, and yeah, the loot boxes. I honestly I didn't even know there were loot boxes, and I played a lot of Battlefront 2 battles. So
Yeah, because in order to get Darth Vader, at least you need to spend at least 50 hours just to get a Darth Vader skin, a chance of getting Darth Vader skin, or the Darth Vader character going to play with him in the special team deathmatch type of games. That type of shit. It's kind
I
of
just
fucked
I
up.
just I just joined Team Deathmatch after Team Deathmatch. I didn't care who I was controlling, who the enemies were. I was just, I mean, and once I found out those things, it was like, okay, let's go shooting.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. The Battlefront 2 of its time back in 2017 was good, I hear. And also, I did play the campaign for a few minutes. It was alright. Kind of like though, not slow pace, but it's kind of like it's like a movie style type of format, whereas you got to like be patient. Understand, try to build up a story or build some action, and it will be entailed. It will be concise and also be inputted. And then boom, right there, it's a good moment to play the game. That's how it is a Star Wars game altogether with its movies and stuff. Like it's like back during the New Hope episode 4 back in the '70s. So first time watching it was pretty intense at first, and obviously then Rogue One decades later, Rogue One came out the movie, and obviously Darth Vader being badass and all with his lightsaber. So it's kind of like you gotta be like it's a multi generational type of like experience, to understand the culture and also the lore of Star Wars. So I commend George Lucas for like making this come true in his vision back as well as 50 years ago. So
Yeah,
yeah.
So I mean, the Star Wars games, yeah, the Battlefront games, just not the Battlefront collection. So either the original ones for PS2, Xbox, or the Star Wars Battlefront, Battlefront 2 for PS4, Xbox One were good. I think those were the last good ones. Now that I think about it, um, yeah, but I mean, Outlaw, you know, it just looked the the hero not looking attractive was kind of like a prelude of things to come for
Yeah.
me. It's kind of like I know this game is gonna suck, you know.
And it's
So
okay for the lady, the female character, to actually not be fully attractive. It's like we have other unattractive female, not unattractive female gamers, but female gamers that impacted anyway, like Jonah from Perfect Dark. I couldn't stand that kind of feeling. That's fine, but don't make it too ugly, you know?
well, not even that. It's just like I kind of knew like when I saw how they made this character look on purpose. It's kind of like uh Suicide Squad all over again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when it because it's kind of like if this is how they make the main character look, what is the rest of the game going to be like? It's like um it's it's like once you saw how they made the main character look and defended it, it's going to be like, oh, that's how these people think. Yeah, um, I've seen this before. So, and now you need a new patch, and people who play the game in early access have to start all over again. Aren't you glad you spent $100 on this?
Yeah.
Anything else to add, or ready to move on?
I just want to say though that it's another disappointment again on my birthday. It's a release date because it's more than one game that came on my birthday. August 30th almost. So, you know, Body Count was all right to play back in this time on my birthday back in 2011. But this Outlaws was kind of like, yeah, I'm not gonna spend 75 bucks for this game. It was like I'll wait until it goes down greatly in price by half at least, and then take it from there, or at least put it when I see the bargain bin at Walmart or some shit.
Yeah, or like goes down 3/4.
Yeah, well, at least 3 quarters, Sam. So that's
Any
all I gotta say.
Okay, so time to move on.
Yes, rest in peace.